Hey everybody, it is Monday night, the 27th, and I'm just sitting out in the garage watching the football game. I needed to just wanted to take a little bit of time to kind of share some things with you so you know what's going on tomorrow for September the 28th. So, first off, on Monday, what we did was we took a pretest, and our goal was to see where your strengths and where your weaknesses were when it came to um, sorry about that. When it came to working with nonfiction text. And then tomorrow, Tuesday, the 28th, we're going to divide people up into groups based on how they did on the pretest. If you are not with us on Tuesday, this is the assignment that we want you to do. Now, you will notice in Classroom, under that date, you will see multiple assignments, and that's fine. This is the only one you need to do, the Practice 928 main idea. You don't have to do the other ones. You are not responsible for those. Let's take a look at what we're doing here. We are looking at, like I said, the main idea, and started with just some background information. I like this fact right here. The fact that 3/4 of all the reading that you will do as an adult is nonfiction. I think that is probably a very accurate number. I'm not going to say that you're never going to read fiction, and I do hope that you do. I think that once you get to where you are reading because you want to, I think you will find it much more enjoyable, and you will probably pick it up and probably do more of it. But nonfiction is really the kind of text that you will be reading a lot of. One of the things that we do want to think about when we think about nonfiction is what is the purpose? What is the author trying to accomplish? What is he trying to show us? What is the author? What is the goal of the writing? To do that, we look at the structure. And so I've given you some different pieces, some different types of structures. This isn't all of them. This is just some of the more common ones. Cause and effect, this leads to this. If this happens, then this happens. Or maybe we're looking at a reverse. Hey, here's a thing. What got us here? What made this happen? What were the causes of this? Compare and contrast, we're looking at two things. Here's a thing, here's a thing, here's how they're similar, here's how they're different. One of the things I think about when we talk about compare and contrast is there's really a third element to it, and that's the significance. Why does it matter? Why is it important to note the similarities or differences? Problem solution, very straightforward. Here's a problem, and here's how we solve it. Now, one thing to think about when we look at this kind of structure, informative is not argumentative, it's not persuasive. We're not trying to get you to change your mind. So when we do see a problem and solution structure, it really is, here's an explanation of the problem, here's an explanation of the solution. We're not trying to get you to change your mind. I know it's a fine line, but you just want to be kind of careful that you don't slide over into that. The question and answer is very similar. Here's a question, it may be a research question, something that people don't know. Here's something that's posed, like, hey, here's an unknown. Let's get the answer for it. And then sequence down here. This is if you can put things in order. Here's a series of events, or here's a bunch of events in the text. How would you put them in order? So here's what you're going to do today. Again, this is the assignment you're going to do, the 928 central or main idea. That is the one that you're going to do. Don't worry about the other assignments. You're not going to be responsible for those. This is the one you are. We want you to start by reading and annotating this text, doing the same kind of annotations that we did before. So first off, we want you to quickly skim through this and capture your first thoughts. We're talking like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. We don't expect you to really do a lot of hard reading, and just skim through this. There's only 8 paragraphs. And then down here, what were your first thoughts? What jumped out at you? What did you think? What did you notice? What are you anticipating? These do not need to be full sentences. They can be just little phrases or words or things that jump out to you. But it's just to capture your first impression. Then we want you to reread it, this time highlighting in yellow the things that you have questions about. Maybe you don't understand it. Maybe you don't understand the vocabulary, or it's something that you just want some more additional information about. Then we're going to highlight in that blue color the things that are important: the who, the what, the where, the when, the why, the how, the things that you need to know to understand this text. If I want to really understand this text, these are the things that I have to know. For both of these, the questions and the important elements, you're going to have notes in this column over here. because we want to know, what was your question? What were you thinking? Or why did you think this was something important? So make sure that you are adding in those comments. It's not just enough to have highlights. You have to have the comments with it. And then we want you to read and highlight in purple for the main idea and the supporting details. So in the text, you're never going to see a sentence like, the main idea of this is, the central idea is. You're not going to see that. You might see a sentence that's kind of close and it kind of encapsulates what the main idea is. You can highlight that. Generally speaking, though, you're going to have to create that sentence yourself. And so then from there, you're going to highlight the things that support that, to back it up, to prove it, to show how did you get that main idea. And again, we're going to highlight that in that purple. Probably when you're highlighting the things that back it up, those probably need the comment in the side as well, so you understand what did it back it up. Maybe just label it support, support, support. Down here underneath, the last thing you have to do with the annotations is the summary. Don't forget, when you get done, you have to put it in your own words. You're retelling it. Again, think of it as if you said, hey, Wells, I read this cool article about potatoes, and I'm like, what did it have to say? And you hit with the highlights, that's a summary, okay? This should be several sentences long, a paragraph long, and this is in complete sentences. The next thing, what is the main idea of this passage? Highlighted in purple, same color that we were using above, right? We're going to highlight that in the purple, and then we want you to copy and paste 3 supporting details from the text down here in this chart. So when you go through here, what is the first supporting detail, the second supporting detail, and the third supporting detail? As you put those in, also label it with what paragraph number you got it from, and those paragraphs are right here on the left side. So again, this is the assignment that you will do. Some of the students in the room will be doing this anyway. This is what you will be doing if you are not with us on Tuesday. You are not responsible for the other assignments that will be listed under today's date. Those will be done in small groups with either me or Miss McGuire. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Let us know what you're looking for, because we do want to make sure that you have everything you need to be successful. Good luck.